Hi FMA families. I know some of you may not have had a chance to go fishing this first weekend in May. I didn't even get to go fishing, but I'm hoping it'll come soon enough. But I did find this great book that I used to read to my son called The Small Fry Fishing Guide. It's by Buck Wilder. Me and my son, we really enjoyed his books. It's a complete introduction to the world of fishing for small fry of all ages. So I just wanted to share some of the pages in this book. Don't want to ruin it all. So let's go. I marked some pages. All right. So before we get started, first of all, this is meant to be a fishing guide. Presented in a fun, I'll turn that off. Fun, whimsical, yet knowledgeable manner. It contains my descriptions of the most commonly sought after game fish in North America. I'll also give you important information about how to catch them, where they live, and the best bait or lure to use. All right. So, here are the basics you need to go fishing. You're going to need a fishing pole. You're going to need good line for that pole. You're going to need some hooks, a sinker, and the bait. Everything else is extra. But Buck Wilder goes on to show us the extra things we can bring fishing. More fishing rods, probably some friends or family, some fishing nets, fishing lures, waders, boots, a tackle box, boats and floaters. Life jacket would be very important. Safety equipment, which you should have all the time. It is a state requirement in Ohio. And extra equipment. That means you're for real. Add these extras as you go along through a life of fishing. They are fun to acquire, and the older you get, the more you will enjoy them. All right, so then he goes on to name so many species of fish that live in the Great Lakes. And did you know that out of all the Great Lakes, Lake Erie is the shallowest and warmest, and it has more fish than all of the Great Lakes combined. Whew. Amazing. They call us the Walleye Capital of the world. So, I picked two fish that are my favorite, and so here we go with the first one, and that would be perch. I love the illustrations in his book. He's so detailed. So, just checking my bait, you will find perch almost everywhere and at different depths depending on the time of year. They travel in schools, so be ready to catch a bunch at one time. This one says, I'm a little sinker, not a stinker. Freeze perch fillets in a milk carton with a lot of water, and they will last a long time. In school, your job, your life, give them more than they ever expect. The great worm escape. Hey, Louie, crawl for it. Do not kick. Worms, 59 cents. Don't just dive off docks. Sometimes the water's not deep enough. Worm dive. Boing. Buck's best bait of lures is a small minnow or a worm. So here we go to the next page. Use a perch rig or tie 2 hooks on your line. It keeps their attention and you will catch more. 2 at a time are fun. A perch dinner is Buck's favorite meal. Hi, I'm Bob Bobber. Figure 8 cast. When I grow up, I'm going to be a big buoy. That was bad. We stay in schools so we can get smarter and meet bookworms. Not quite a million years. Perch fillets are about the best thing to eat. Truth. Those are my favorite. I've got my buckwear on. Now I'll catch a mess of fish too. Look at his friend, his furry friend. My name is Frank Webb. I'm a detective. Sometimes an eagle will sit on a perch. Not the fish, right? Always look people in the eye and be truthful. You'll make better friends that way. Those are that's some good advice. So that is perch. Tons of perch in Lake Erie. White perch, which is an invasive non-native species, and yellow perch, which is native. We eat both. All right, my next fish, you guessed it, is the walleye. Look at that guy, walleye guy. Walleye like to congregate off the edge of drop-offs, mostly near the bottom. They don't like the light very much, so fish for them down deep. Try the edges of weed beds also. Cast a worm or a small lure off the edge of a weed bed. If fishing deep, try a jig with a minnow and feel for the bite on the way down. Sunrise and sunset are real good times to fish for walleye. Oh, there's that drop off, that weed bed they're talking about. It gets deep here, 30 feet deep. Then it goes to 20, then it goes to 10. One lucky dinghy. So Bigfoot is really a 500-pound, 12-foot beaver? And the beaver says, "Got any fish?" So silly. Roadkill walleye, channel walleye, walleye for fishing reports, 2 walleyes. Fish for walleye off the bottom and be gentle with them. They are sort of biters. Let me put my teeth in first. Sunrise and sunset are great times to catch walleye. They're light sensitive. Fish unto others as you would have them fish unto you. That just may be my 2020 motto. Love it. Fresh walleye is the best to eat. Cooked, that is. If you get any gas or oil on your bait, a walleye can smell it and it won't bite. Buck's best bait or lures. Try using a small lure, worm on a harness, or a jig with a minnow. Always check out your batteries before going out at night. Yeah. So if you're going to fish for walleye, most likely the boat is moving slightly and you're trawling. I love fishing for walleye with my cousins. Super fun. All right, so we're going to skip ahead. Those were the 2 fish that I was going to highlight. So, I know we missed a bunch, so here is an awesome fish chart to show you some of the other fish he talks about in this book, like the largemouth bass, the smallmouth bass, the rock bass, 3 species of bass, bluegill, sunfish, crappie. Besides the perch and walleye, northern pike, muskellunge, hope I said that right, lake whitefish, smelt, catfish, ooh, I've eaten catfish in Texas, good, brook trout, rainbow trout, what a cool name, brown trout, lake trout, and salmon. So, fishing made easy. The next few pages contain information that will make your fishing experience a lot more fun. Give this page a flip. Should we do it? Here we go. How to cast and not get hooked. Yeah, that's real important because that hook will not feel good. Casting is really fairly easy, but like anything else, if you want to be good at it, you must practice. Pick your target and know where you want to cast. Pretend you are in front of a big clock. Point your rod at the target, bring it back to about 10 o'clock, and then cast to the target, releasing the line as you cast. Let your rod stop at around the 2 or 3 o'clock mark. Practice it. Make a game out of it. Now try it side-armed and remember to aim at your target. There we go. There's Buck Welder. What a cool fishing dude. I love all his advice. And the fish says, "Pick me!" That's funny. Oh, and there's that mammal with that striped tail. Oh, nocturnal. They're opportunists. They like to eat everything. You think it's Rocky Raccoon? So the fish says, "We're waiting. Out here. Right here." This one actually has a fishing target. How funny. 25, 50, 100. Hilarious. I hope you like this book. So maybe you don't know how to bait your hook. Okay. You got the minnows. All right, little fish. Grasshopper or cricket. That's an insect. Or worms. You get a worm harness. You stick it through one of your baits. And then you got your sinker. It's a little heavy, so it's going to sink the line down in the water. A good rig for walleyes or for trawling. Remember we talked about trawling? Now how to tie on your lures. We got our bait. Now we need our lures. You can use a snap swivel for big lures. 5 loops, which is a clinch knot. 5 loops and back through the big loop for extra tight. You got a standard rig. You've got a perch rig. See how the perch rig has 2 hooks? And you've got a slip shot rig. Right there. Let the fish have their choice. So maybe you want to try one of each. Pretty cool. This is stuff that will be helpful for me when I go fishing this summer. I can't wait. We just got a boat. All right, like everything else, we've got some rules for fishing. Besides right now to social distance and have a license, fishing is fun, healthy, and good for you. Life has rules, and here are some that go with fishing. Number 1, gone fishing. I'll be home with dinner. Always tell someone where you're going. Number 2, even I wouldn't live in there. Plan ahead before you go. Number 3, never trespass without permission. Private, ask permission or else. Number 4, check ice conditions before you walk out. True. Lake Erie hardly gets as frozen as it used to with the climate changing. So we do have a lot of ice fishing in Lake Erie, but you really gotta know the ice conditions and the weather. Number 5, always wear a safety jacket. Get the kind you don't have to keep pumping up. Never seen one of those. That could get obnoxious. Belt those waders up tight and be prepared for the unexpected. Yeah, because Lake Erie is shallow and warm, it also has pretty intense storms. Some of them just come in an instant. Number 6, bend those barbs back so it's easier to take out. Ooh, yeah, it looks like he got his finger. Ugh. Number 7, watch your casting and always practice boat safety. Hey, watch it. Rip. Oops. And the fish says, wild. Number 8, fishing is not a competitive sport. Enjoy it, just for the fun of it. I'm cool. Look what I caught. Oh, he caught lots of fish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is a limit, so know your fish limits. Number 9, never throw trash in the water. Yes, please don't, especially plastic. Be kind to the fish is number 10, and catch and release when you can. Sometimes we just fish for fun, maybe at the Norwalk Reservoir or off the pier or at a pond. You can catch and be very careful when you take the hook out so that you can release them and they can continue living. That's an option too. Free bait. Maybe you're not sure where to get your bait. Well, the crickets, the worms, and the minnows, remember? Worms can be found under logs, rocks, or piles of leaves. Dig in the ground and sift through moist soil to find them. Grasshoppers and crickets, you have to be fast with your hands to catch these. Be quick with your hat or try using a small hand net. And minnows, a small hand net in the shallow water works about the best, or put some bread or crackers in a minnow catcher. I wonder what a minnow catcher could look like. There's the minnows, they say. This looks like a trap. They might be smart. They may see what you have and keep on swimming. Oh, looks like we have a hopper holder. Oh, in the directions. We'll get up close. That may be a good project at home. So, a great little container to hold grasshoppers or crickets. It's easy to build and you can make one of these yourself. Here's how. Gosh, you got wood. Looks like you got base, you got the sides, you got a hole to cover it. And you got some window screen, and you have some old string, and you have some tacks or some nails or staples, and a tin can top or that piece of wood for that cover. And then you put it all together, or you can use other things that you have at home, I'm sure. So, of course, you may want to keep a fishing journal or notes. And it's a lifelong notebook of fishing experiences. Looks like Buck Wilder and his friend Rocky, they're recording their notes. You might want to say where you found the best place to fish, the best times and the dates, the best lures to use, best weather conditions, maps, pictures, and then use your own information every year. Well, so that was it. That was me highlighting Small Fry Fishing Guide from Buck Wilder. So check it out, or I'd be happy to let you borrow it. But whatever you do, give fishing a try and have a great week.